Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Venusian Light Tarot. So today we are here to do a specific message for a specific group of people in the collective. So if you feel drawn in any sort of way to the title, to the thumbnail, if it pops up randomly on your timeline, then this could be for you. It is timeless, so whenever it finds you is the right time for you. This does feel to be a pretty big collective message. I am filming this in the Lionsgate portal window before the actual 8/8 portal. So there does seem to be a lot of information flooding in here. So if you do find it during this time, it could be an extra message here, but whenever you find it is the right time for you. Okay, so as usual, I did channel a bit of information here before I started the reading. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. And then we will go deeper into the message and also pull some cards. So when I first tuned in, the first thing I was being shown was like a shaky airplane that was landing. And this does feel to be a metaphor. This doesn't feel like a literal thing. And I heard almost there. And then they showed me a vision of what I feel is the viewers of this reading, kind of like standing next to this apple tree or fruit tree, some fruits on the tree, and kind of like grasping or reaching out to grasp the fruits on the tree. And there was something they kept saying about the proximity of how close you are to reaching for what seems to be a lot of different areas of life. And when I asked what it is that you are close to reaching, they were showing me something about your personal sphere. I was hearing your personal growth. And they showed here that you've been able to elevate or to raise the frequency, raise the vibration, raise the bar kind of your own energy, of your own personal growth. And then I kind of shuffled the cards a bit, and this big happy changes flew out. And I kept hearing like, get excited. And the butterfly is ready or something like that. Now is the time to integrate all that I have gathered. And we have the Stargate heart here, heart chakra opening, unlocking, and generosity. And there's such a beautiful positive feeling here. And I'm getting this is kind of one of these like checkpoint readings. I think I've mentioned before. Some of you may have watched those where I mentioned that. It kind of feels like Spirit will tell me that when there's a significant reading, it's like a checkpoint that happens maybe every couple months or so, maybe even less than that, to indicate a big moment in somebody's journey. And it makes sense with this Lionsgate portal, even if you find it at a later date, but it feels like there's a quite significant rapid change that you are currently moving through and will be soon accelerating even more into, if this is going to align with you. So yeah, let's just open up and see. For some of you, you need confirmation as well that you have successfully, they're showing like bubbles around you, like you've scrubbed something away or something as greatly purified within your energy. I keep hearing personal sphere. So it feels like it has a lot to do with the certain things that you're ready to attract in your life. It's almost like your direct energy field, your aura. There's been a lot of changes that have been happening with that, to where you are, it's almost like if you are just getting closer to certain high quality experiences. And with these fruits on the tree as well, they keep showing here that there's been things that you've done in the past that have now been reaching the point of actually materializing. So you may have set an intention for something long ago, or there may have been kind of like big dreams or certain things that you have been waiting to kind of manifest, or waiting to at least get a lot closer to reaching. So it feels like there's this kind of like cracking. They're showing me like a little, or actually like a fault line, and the light kind of comes through the crack. And they're pointing here to this heart chakra card. So there's a lot of this like excitement or rush of energy. It does feel like a timeline shift. That could be this like checkpoint reference as well. And there's also some of you, there's like a surge right now of certain guides and spirit team that are heavily watching over and heavily around you. I keep hearing successfully done. And for someone specific here too, you may have successfully been able to sever or cut a specific like thick cord. I'm seeing maybe it was one particular relationship or situation, and they're showing like after this cord was cut or will be cut, they're showing this like diamond emerging from the ground, and there's almost this like sparkle of the diamond. So there's been a lot of like taking back of your power, or you have something about like also like the new earth or something here has risen up, and it's like the diamond is like breaking through the soil, and it feels like this represents your energy. Yeah, and they keep showing here that there's been certain things very specifically, and we'll get more into the reading. We'll get some cards. We might do an extend for this one because it feels like a big message. But I think for a lot of you, there's been certain very particular, very specific goals, intentions that are personal to you that may, of course, look different for everyone, that you really have been like hoping to become more clear about or hoping to manifest. And there's like a confirmation from spirit to say that you can feel that that is a lot closer right now than ever before. So maybe it's like you can kind of feel that like on the brink sort of energy where something really good is around the corner, or a specific kind of thing that you've been waiting to receive or waiting to come in, a profit of some sort, a gift, a manifestation, or multiple of them do seem to be very close around the corner. And your guides want you to know that this is your own doing. They really want someone to, they want to reiterate that message about your personal sphere. And they want to say that this has been something that if you found this reading, if this reading aligns with you, you have been the one to do this yourself. It hasn't been necessarily by the help of anything around you. It's been something that you've committed yourself to. So you may have really, maybe you've just like done a lot of work on yourself, or you've, whatever it is, it's like you've really gone through a lot of personal transformations. And I'm hearing you've defeated or you've slayed the energies around you. So this feels like it could also be like on a spiritual level as well. You have been able to almost like surpass or move beyond certain tests that were thrown your way. And the way that you reacted to them, the way that you responded to them is what has put you in the position that you are in right now, to where it's like the kind of the acceptance of like the happy changes that are coming in. I'm hearing names starting with M, Marissa, Mariah. So yeah, and they're also showing here this anchor being something about the soil, but now they're showing this anchor to actually be like rooting all the way down to the core of the earth. And that's kind of the message here that comes through, to where some of you are about to start a cycle in your life that's going to now be a big part of your long-term future. So whether that's you are moving into kind of a timeline where you are anchoring in something. So maybe it's like several different things. It could be maybe a certain like career path that you're following. It could be a relationship that you're entering into or will enter into in the future. But there's a lot of this like anchoring, or I'm getting like this sigh of relief as well, to where things have been kind of like very, maybe a bit chaotic, or there's been certain things in your life that you've felt it's been hard to adjust to. This could go a few ways. Maybe some of you have been in like a cycle for a while, and you've been hoping to like get to the other end of that bridge to where you can anchor in something more meaningful and substantial and stable. So maybe it's like you've been in a few chaotic sort of relationships, or you've struggled to end or cut cords with past timelines related to that. And this has been kind of a message that you have arrived at this point where the anchoring in of all of the things that your soul actually really wants and needs and is most highly aligned to you is getting ready to anchor that in. So it's almost like it was sort of it was fluctuating too much before, or you hadn't permanently maybe walked away from certain things, or there was some sort of period of adjustment that for some of you could have been maybe even quite a while. Could just be a shorter amount of time, but for some of you it's been quite a long time. Some of you here could have ties to ancient Egypt. I'm seeing a lot of ancient Egyptian beings just sort of circling around the space in my mind's eye. So yeah, there's a lot of intensity here behind this message spiritually, but there's so much support behind it. And I feel like they keep referring to the heart chakra. So it feels like this may also be like a huge expansion or opening of the heart chakra. They're showing something has been cleansed 3 times. I don't know what that means, but they're showing me like a white t-shirt that is like being cleansed in the soapy water and wrung out 3 times. And now we have this like crisp white t-shirt. But so I feel like this is more about like just like referencing a new beginning. Maybe the number 3 is significant for someone if you're seeing 333, or maybe there's been like something that has happened 3 times or 3 cycles through for you to learn something or to see something. But yeah, let's just see. I'm going to shuffle the cards a bit here and see what else, you know, wants to come up with this message here. So what else, Spirit, for the viewers? Yeah, I'm being shown a card from a tea leaf deck, and it says stepping into a new experience. And it shows this leg stepping into a new timeline. For someone here as well, there's some support from Spirit to say as well, maybe you've been doubting. I don't know what you've been doubting. If you've been doubting your progress, if you've been doubting that this is happening, maybe there's been a part of you that has been like, again, like fluctuating in between, wondering if like this is really happening, or have you really come this far, or something like that. And I'm just getting that they want to say that you have. Here's this anchor. Yeah. Blossoming abundance. Definitely there's a reference of blossom, something with these flowers here too. A lot of like blossoming of certain things in your life. Okay, I actually feel like getting this deck first instead. Is there anything else? I feel like they want me to continue to channel here actually for a second. There's this red cardinal outside my window, and I've said that many times in the other readings, especially over on Patreon, but this red cardinal that is around my house always pops in the window from time to time, especially when there's a lot of spiritual communication. So you may want to look up the meaning of a red cardinal. It definitely feels very supportive in this moment. It feels very synchronistic here. So I'm also getting a message here from Archangel Michael. I'm hearing to lay down your swords now. There's a sense of lay down the battle. I don't know what kind of battle, but this bird too there's something here. There's a message from Spirit to say that something of like let go and don't worry, or something like that, or not to be dragged down again. Some of you, it ties in, I'm hearing, to the message about not doubting something. Maybe you feel like if you were to just kind of like surrender into this fully, if you were to just trust fully that you're being led to these certain things, that maybe you would be taken advantage of, or that this wouldn't end up happening. But I'm hearing there can be no stopping this time. And they're showing these like barriers all around your energy being stacked up. And this is about, it's almost like your energy has been locked in, like something has been locked in. So it could be that you've locked into a certain timeline. You've been locked in, and I don't know, I feel like that's going to make sense for somebody. Maybe there feels like there's, with this anchor, yeah, something where maybe it's more of like a feeling. So again, that'll make sense maybe for someone. Maybe you feel like you've tried something many times before, but it never really fully, like worked, or you made adjustments to your life, or you've been just kind of feeling that every time you rise up, or that you try to make something happen, that you fall back down again. But there's some kind of like locking in this time. And here we do have the Strength card, which is the Lion here. So prior to this Lionsgate portal, there's something very fierce and strong with this lion, very protective, protected and protective, and something like that. And I keep hearing it's going to make sense for somebody. So take that where that intuitively feels right for you, but you've definitely locked it in, is what they keep wanting to say. Yeah, that's kind of what I was, that's sort of what I was feeling with justice. There's a sense of, I don't know if I can find the words for it in human words, but there's a divine justice right now that is, it's like we've closed the door behind us and there's this like thick wall of glass now. And maybe before the door was still open or no one locked the door. So we could still go back and forth between old timelines, or certain things that had a hold on us could still come back in our life or something, or could still affect us. But now there's something of this, like, I keep being shown this square glass kind of around you of white light, and the door has been locked. The timeline has been locked in. And I keep hearing, don't doubt that. Don't doubt that. So maybe for some too, this could be like getting like a safety message or something with the strength. Like maybe you need a message from spirit to say that you are safe here. It's safe to proceed, or it's safe that something that you've been struggling with won't affect you again, or you've done enough to get to this point where it can't really affect you in that same way, or it won't be able to affect you in that same way. You've grown so far beyond it, that personal sphere. So it doesn't have the same hold on you, even if certain things were to come back up to the surface, or even if certain things were to try to come in here. So we have the Eight of Cups. I'm hearing, don't think so much about it anymore. Page of Pentacles. Maybe this is something specific. Don't think so much about some path, or don't think so much about making things perfect. I'm hearing it will all align naturally. The color red could also be significant with this red here and the red cardinal that I was seeing. Wow, we have a lion, and look, we have Leo here. So there's so much of this Lionsgate energy, and I can definitely feel it in the reading. And it's been really rainy here recently, and today the sun finally came out too. So it feels really aligned. So this is maybe veering off into a separate message, but it feels like this could be a message for those of you who work with spirit, or even if you don't work with spirit directly. But there's something here about holding your ground. And I've actually been getting this message for a while now, but it just felt like I couldn't really get it out. So it feels like now is the time. If you have been feeling that there's been certain things that have been trying to affect you negatively, or certain spiritual attacks, or just something, hold your ground or stand your ground. That could go into the same like locked in message somehow, because they keep showing that over and over. Like the butterfly, it's like the butterfly is now being released from the jar, but you're being released in your own garden, and you're being released into like your own personal garden. Before it was like you were mixed with other butterflies, if that makes any sense. And now it's like it's your own butterfly garden. So there's something of like just this highly, and it could even be like during this portal for some of you who are highly sensitive. Maybe you just need to know that you are safe, you are guided, and you are protected to explore, to feel into this energy. You don't have to worry if there's been certain things that you have worried about. But I think the Five of Swords is here in reverse at the bottom, and the Page of Swords reversed. So if there has been something, I'm seeing an energy leak, or like a leak in a pipe. So if your energy has been able to be leaked out by something that has had a hold on you, maybe it's a specific thing, that's the message that keeps repeating, is that it can't reach you anymore. Yeah, the ladybug. There's some guidance coming up as well for some of you to open your heart right now. I didn't even know I picked up this Isis deck. So I was mentioning ancient Egypt before. I forgot that I even picked it up. But Something about open your heart, open your mind. Anything else, Spirit, that you want to talk about today for this reading? We have enter the chamber of healing. A spiritual gift of healing is coming to you now. Be open without expectation or preconceived notions and allow the healing energy to help you find the best solution for any situation that does not appear to be as it should be. Expect your miracle. And that's kind of, they're showing me part of this garden. So maybe there is a very healing, beautiful experience up ahead, or maybe with this Page of Pentacles, it could go a few ways. It could be like a specific offer being given to you. It could be an offer from Spirit. We have this wishes are coming true though with the Page of Pentacles. And so it feels like, I don't know, it's just like you're being given some sort of gift here. Let me pull a bit more in a second, but we have Pillar of Light. So I'll just kind of hold this up. It seems like it's a prayer. So if you want to use that prayer. But it feels like, and I haven't used this deck in a really long time, so there's something about that that seems significant right now. But something did come up in the beginning about that too, your personal sphere and your light. We have sobriety here. Yeah, for some, it's like you're being deeply cleansed. Yeah, you're welcoming the new, and you have been and are being deeply cleansed. So maybe sobriety is going to be a few different things. It could be, it just feels so pure. This energy here feels like it's flowing like a crystal clear water. So whatever you've struggled to maybe release, or whatever kinds of addictions or patterns or relationships or various things, it feels like even just things within yourself that have the flow here. You're flowing. Stop trying so hard to control everything and all the doors will open. So if you have not felt this yet, I think this could be guidance from Spirit for whoever this is going to be for, to also say, I'm hearing a fork in the road, and there's a fork in the road, but you can't control the outcome. So it's almost like, not exactly sure what that is, but there's almost like something that maybe has reached, for some, this may be just specific for somebody, but maybe there's been like a certain timeline situation that, I don't know, has reached its expiration, or it can't, there's like a divine intervention at this fork in the road. So if there was any option before with those doors that I was seeing that was locked now, something can't be returned to. So it feels like in whatever way Spirit is going to bring this through to you, and whatever way is in your highest good, you are being set free, becoming sort of sober from any fork in the road or timeline that somehow isn't here anymore or can't be here anymore. Something along those lines. The Queen of Swords. Yes, it's a time to be very fierce. It's a time to be very discerning and fierce. There is possibly, for some of you specifically, could be that there's some important conversations or decisions that you're making right now. There's another bird now that just is sitting in the window. The Star reverse, so I can't put that. I'll put this underneath. It has some nudity here. Yeah, and the Star, and since the woman in that card is also nude, it gives me the same feeling of like a deep healing as well, like a deep cleanse. I keep hearing to be open. Maybe some of you don't feel open. or there's something that is still holding you back with this Sun in reverse. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a few more, and I will do an extended. I just feel like there's a lot more to say with this, and I'm going to go into some different cards. I'm also going to just channel a bit more. I might use the scrying ball here, just to kind of see if we can open into this new timeline and like what it's going to be about, or where it's taking you. But also I feel like there's more messages here from the higher beings of light. So there's a few decks I have here about that, to just see what they want to communicate with you. Any sort of guidance right now about this. Is there anything else you want to say, Spirit? Yes, here's the safety again. Just something with dolphins, pretty much the same looking image here. Safe and surrounded by love. Keep your heart open and know that you are being protected. Listen to what you know to be true and allow yourself to see and understand what is going on around you. There's definitely something about safety. So it feels like this Queen of Swords here, this is representing the viewer of the reading, and with the sobriety, it feels like you're becoming a lot more clear about your surroundings, about specific situations. They're also saying to take note with these birds as well, like take note of the signs, take note of what's being shown to you. It feels like it's almost like it's safe to look now, or it's safe to soften, it's safe to, I think that came up earlier too, like don't doubt something. So I'm seeing this Queen of Swords smiling, and I'm hearing like it's okay to smile, or it's okay to be happy. So I think some of you are just reaching a point of, it's almost like a deep surrender or a deep acceptance of maybe coming to the conclusion of certain things that you can't change, or that kind of moment where we just kind of let go and accept that what is meant for us is on its way. And with that may come a level of seeing situations for what they are, being illuminated for the truth of what they are. I'm hearing sometimes we have to go, or sometimes we have to pack up and go. So maybe some of you are leaving situations behind with this Eight of Cups, and maybe there's just some kind of feeling of like it's safe to see it now, or it's safe to look. Could also be your spirit team is ready to show this to you because they know that you are ready to see certain truths right now in your life. So you're really safe, and these dolphins do represent playfulness and joy and happiness. I'm hearing you won't miss out. Push to the surface. You may have become complacent. You might be stalling or in need of a new surge of energy. Become aware of the dynamics of your life. So we have that choice, become aware. And I did notice the Four of Cups, I believe, was at the bottom of the tarot deck too. Let me see. I don't know where it went, but yeah, here it is, the Four of Cups. This can sometimes be like a complacency, maybe yeah, something of like that, not doubting that you can be happy, or not doubting that there's changes that you deserve to have. You've become stronger. They're saying you become a lot stronger now. So it's like your strength maybe to the push to the surface, your strength within yourself that has, that spirit is saying that they can see now that you're ready for. And maybe there's been, it's like the strength that you've had to find within yourself will be well rewarded. Love where you are. Use your sensitivity to know when to act. Connect your heart to your head when determining what you would like. And at the bottom, we also say, or it also says, connect to source. Go within to discover what needs to be done. Create the shift required to attract what you want. I think this is more of like guidance, this part here, to say that this could be a really good time to call in and to manifest the things that you want. So getting clear on that. And I think there will be a lot of clarity shown to you in the coming maybe days, weeks, especially if you find it during this time. But yeah, let's get one final card and then I will go over to the extended and we will see what's coming in and anything else that you need to know. I think I'll pull some charms as well. Feels like symbols and signs could be important here, so we'll do that. So the final cards we have, I live each moment with a presence of gratitude, and my home is a sacred space full of beauty, inspiration, and protection. And I'm definitely getting for someone, this is a really good time for a particular maybe ritual, or to use something about using the tools in your home, like spiritual things. Like it could be definitely saging your home, Palo Santo, like purifying the space, maybe setting up some sort of crystals, something that feels like using the actual tools with the Page of Pentacles to manifest, to clear, to cleanse, and to set intentions right now. It feels like setting intentions is a strong message. So I think some of you may feel called to kind of take a bit of a time to go inward. And I feel like the heart is where they want you to focus on. How can you align to these big happy changes? How can you visualize and imagine what that looks like for you, to sort of carve that out? And they want to close it off by saying, you're flying too high now to fall. You're soaring too far to fall. And that is aligned with the same message kind of you can't fail or you can't fall. It's like I'm seeing a bird flying with a huge bird with the great wingspan, and it's not going to, and I was seeing that plane too before. So it's like there's some sort of greater stability in the flight, like your flight within your energy, if that makes sense, or what sorts of like strength that you have under your wings. Some sort of stability is the message here, that you're stable now, or you're ready to create a life of more stability. So yeah, I really hope this could find who it was meant for. I hope that this aligns with you. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and I will have the link down below over to the extended. And so if you'd like to join, that will be down below, either on Gumroad or over on Patreon. So I will talk to you all over there or in the next reading. Take care and lots of love.